What's up, everyone? I am Toku Tyler, and today we will be talking about the newest thing in Toku, the newest Sentai for 2019, Kishiryu Sentai Ryu Souls. This is super cool. We got these scans for the early toys and everything, and we got the theme, and it's so awesome. But before I get into that, I will say we did have some information earlier in the year about it being Dragon Knights, but as it turns out, the theme is actually Dinosaur Knights. So there's a bit of controversy on that, but personally, I do love dinosaurs, so I'm excited right away. And these scans do look really cool. And then we got a shot of the poster and everything. It's just I love it already, but I'm hearing that there are people who are saying dinosaurs again. Really? I mean, why is this happening again? And to be fair, there have been, three other Sentais that had dinosaur mechs and dinosaur themed suits, mainly Aba Ranger slash Dino Thunder and Kyoryuger slash Dino Charge. So I can understand why people don't want dinosaurs for a fourth time, but I love dinosaurs anyway, and Kyoryuger, at least in Japan, was a while ago for them. So I don't know. It's just personally, but just because it's dinosaurs again doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a bad thing. Dragons would have definitely been awesome, but these scans make me feel excited to see this new team and what this story's about and how they're going to do this. I'm excited right off the bat. So I think it's going to be really fun. But like I said, I can totally understand that some people might not like dinosaurs as the theme again. I'm just hearing again and again, but I think it could be good. Who knows? Anyway, let's get to those scans. So, like I said, there is a link in the description to these scans, to these pictures, and I will be starting off with the mecha, the actual Zords and everything, and starting off with the red Zord, the red dinosaur, which is a T-Rex, which is the usual thing with, you know, Power Rangers and Sentai with dinosaurs. The Red Ranger usually has a T-Rex, which is fine. I love T-Rexes anyway, so it's fine. But this mecha, dudes, this this guy looks so cool. Like it's full on T-Rex on the chest, night robot mode. It's so cool. This T-Rex, much like the red Zord in Go Busters, can become a mecha on its own. So it's as a robot mode and a T-Rex mode. And from what the scans say, there are 7 points of like connection for other Zords and other things. But this robot mode looks so cool. You can definitely tell that this is centered around armored knights. It just looks so awesome with the T-Rex on the chest, the red and silver with some gold details on it. It just looks so awesome. I love it so much. It's really cool. And the connecting parts to it kind of remind me of Legos. How Legos connect. There's like these four little pegs on it that connect to the bottom of these other pieces like Legos. It's kind of cool. I personally played with Legos a lot, so that's one of the first things I noticed about this, but it looks awesome and there's definitely a lot of combinations you can do with it from what I'm seeing. It's cool. So Red Zord in my book really cool, and the notes I have here, it becomes a mecha on its own, with the other Zords becoming armor slash weapon upgrades. So it's not exactly arm swaps, which is kind of a good thing because we've had limb swaps for the past two Sentais. I don't know. I like arm swaps, but it is getting a little old. So I like that these add to the mecha, but don't replace limbs all the time. So it looks good so far. So moving on to the blue mech or mecha, it is a Triceratops, which we've seen a few times before. With I'm just gonna refer to them in their Power Ranger adaptations, but in Dino Thunder we did have a blue Triceratops, and same with Mighty Morphin, blue Triceratops. In Kyoryuger or Dino Charge, it was a pink Triceratops, but so Triceratops, I've said a lot, is not is not uncommon or is not like a new thing. So, but it looks cool just looking at the scan now. It actually looks kind of cool. It first thing I noticed about it is that it has this giant sword coming from the head. So it's this giant blade that's sort of like the horn coming off of its nose, but it's a giant sword, which on the mecha looks really cool, but by itself it's interesting. At least it's a different kind of look than we've seen before. So, I'm into it. And moving on to pink, the pink Zord is actually an Ankylosaurus. So it's kind of new that one of the main team has an Ankylosaurus, whereas in Dino Charge, one of the additional Rangers had, it was like the cyan one. It had an Ankylosaurus that had like a hammer tail to it, which was cool. But in this one, it's pink, and from what I can see, uh, this one seems to give the mech a shield sort of, weapon because it's knights. So one has a sword, one has a shield. That kind of makes sense. But as far as what's on its tail, I'm not sure if it's meant to be like a hammer weapon because it goes on the shoulder of the mech, or maybe it's like a missile launcher. I don't know, but it looks cool either way. And blue and pink, the way they go on, it's sort of like there are like two pieces that connect together to make the full Zord, but you take them apart into two pieces and then add them to the two connector ports on the arms. So it's pretty good so far. I do like the sword coming off of the Triceratops. I think that's so awesome. I love just having a giant sword mounted arm on the robot. That's so cool. And the shield doesn't look that half bad either. It just, I don't know, when they're fully combined, I think it looks good, but I don't know. I just love everything about it. The mech on its own, the T-Rex, still just looks so great. It doesn't really need arm swaps, but together they look good, is what I'm saying. When all three combine, it looks good. Blue and pink by themselves are okay. They have similar body types, which almost look like tank treads, which makes me sad, but they do have like these front feet as well. So it's similar body types on their own, but when combined with the T-Rex, I am okay with it. It looks really cool. And just to point out, yes, it is dinosaurs, but also the mecha colors are exactly like the ones in Kyoryuger, where you have the main body, red T-Rex, and then you have a blue and pink Zord attaching to the arms. And so my guess is this whole thing is because Kyoryuger was a super successful series apparently, and them doing dinosaurs again, they're trying to relive the good days of Kyoryuger by doing similar things. And the Ranger colors themselves very similar to the starting colors of Kyoryuger: red, blue, pink, black, and green. So there's going to be a lot of similarities with Kyoryuger or Dino Charge if you're familiar with Power Rangers. So far, I'm noticing similarities, but I still love these designs. They look great. Now moving on to the black and green Zords, which seem to be additional Zords. These ones are a little more interesting because they seem to be a bit bigger because the way they go on to the mech is armor instead of arm upgrades. So starting with the black Zord seems to be I'm hearing it's a Stegosaurus. It may be a Stegosaurus. If it's not, my bad. But it looks very, Stegosaur-ish with the spikes on the back and on the tail and everything. It could be a Stegosaurus, but so far, it looks really cool. It really does because it's very spiky, and because it's bigger, it's probably gonna have a lot more detail. But I like it a lot. It's so spiky. It really is. And like I said, this Zord has a different function by turning into armor pieces for the T-Rex mech in its robot form instead of an arm attachment. So it's a lot more elaborate, a lot more complex because it goes on the arms, shoulders, and I believe on the knees as well. Yeah, there's seeing a couple pieces on the knees as well as the chest and a head. So it's a full-on body upgrade for the T-Rex, which is really cool. And the same goes for green, but we'll get to green in a sec here. So for the green Zord, sorry. The green Zord is actually a saber-toothed tiger, which is very interesting because we've had other we've had it's not unheard of is what I'm saying with sorry, I'm spacing on this with Mighty Morphin having a saber-toothed tiger and a mastodon. So they had three dinosaurs and two prehistoric animals. So more ancient ones versus having an all dinosaur team like Dino Charge or Dino Thunder. So it's not unheard of, and I like that they're kind of bringing it back. But it is interesting that they have four dinosaurs and only one sort of ancient animal. So that makes me think maybe we will have a mastodon later on in the series and stuff, and maybe other creatures. I don't know. I can't really name any other ones besides saber-tooth tigers and mammoths and all that. So, but if there is another one, they might have it. Who knows? And maybe the Green Ranger is different for having a saber-tooth tiger instead of like the rest of them having dinosaurs. So I think that's interesting. But just like the Black Zord, this Zord can make a new set of armor pieces to attach to the overall mech configuration. So looking at the scans, I like the Black Zord a lot because it's very spiky. It looks like it should be armor. It really does. But with green, I believe it gives him claw weapons. I don't know. That's just a guess. But they're very blurry, so I'm not having the easiest time seeing all the details, but I do like the chest piece for the saber-tooth tiger, and the head piece, from what I can tell, is actually really cool. And I don't know. I like both of them, but if I had to pick either black or green for armor, I like the black one. It's very spiky, very cool. I don't know. It's awesome. And real quick, just to go over the full configurations that are in the scans here, we we do have blue and pink because they attach on the arms as well as the shoulders, but in these configurations, the shoulder pieces are still there. It looks like they add on to the black and green shoulder pieces if they have them. I don't know, but or maybe they just cover all the arm. I don't know. There's a lot of points of connection, so maybe there are enough parts for them to have blue and pink shoulder pieces. I don't know. Maybe it's just to have more rangers controlling the robot together, that kind of thing. That's their reason for having blue and pink with red and green or red and black in the mecha. So maybe that's the reason why. I don't know, but it just to have all the rangers in there, I guess. So we've covered all the Zords, the configurations and everything. They look really good. They really do. And I'm just so excited for that T-Rex. It looks awesome. I'm so excited for it. It really does look like a knight and a dragon combined. It's just awesome. Okay, but enough about the Zords. They do look interesting at the very least. But now we are going to be talking about the Changer, which is called the Ryusou Changer, and it is wrist mounted, which is a good thing because I, for one, have my VS Changer just sitting around, whereas I can actually wear a wrist mounted one and or like around the house or something, but and show it off and everything. So it seems I, for one, like wrist mounted ones better. I don't know. Just carrying a gun around is a little weird, and I don't really have a holster for that like the Pata Rangers do, but I don't know. So wrist mounted is a good thing, is all I'm saying. It definitely looks cool, but the scans aren't clear as to if the dinosaur can change. Like the actual dinosaur face on it is the red one. It is the T-Rex in the scans that we have, but I'm wondering if it does change, much like Dino Thunder or Abba Ranger, where they had personalized morphers with their dinosaur represented on there. So a blue Triceratops face on it, yellow pterodactyl, that kind of thing. So I hope it's like that, and the gimmick seems to give that kind of vibe, but I'm going to take a guess and say it can, but it's not for sure yet. So I just wanted to say that, but I hope it does. I hope you can change it. I hope the changer does, read all of the gimmicks. It would be really cool if it does. And the next item we have is the Ryusou Ken, which is the sword. My god, this thing looks awesome. It really does. This sword looks badass, excuse my language, but it has this gold T-Rex skull on the front of it with this red and silver blade coming out of the top. It's so awesome. And from what I've been hearing, it will not be cheap. So it's going to be like 40 something dollars, I believe. So maybe it has tons of sounds for that kind of price. Maybe it does have a lot of sounds from the gimmicks, which would be really awesome to have a gimmick that can be read with these items, not just the changer, but also the weapon. It would be awesome. And also, it probably comes with one of the gimmick to get you to buy it. I can kind of see it in the background of the scan, so it's a usual thing that other items besides changers or drivers in Toku come with one of the gimmick to kind of get you to get it so you can get more of the gimmick. I don't know. That's just how it is. Like some things come with a ride watch for Gio, or some things come with I'm trying to think of something. Some things came with wizard rings from Kamen Rider Wizard, or for Sentai, I don't know. Some things came with Kutamas, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I like the sword. I definitely like the sword. I do. I think it's really cool with the dinosaur on the front, and it's also saying that it's like a sword and gun mode. I'm not seeing much of the gun. I don't know how that is because they're knights. I don't think a gun would make sense, but if it does have a gun mode, that would be cool as well. But so far, all I'm seeing is a sword with a dinosaur head on it. Looks really cool. So there's that. And speaking of the gimmick, which is called Ryu Souls, so kind of like a soul of a dinosaur or something. I don't know, but Ryu Souls are really interesting because these look to me like dinosaur heads that can be, transformed into little knight statues. And on one arm is represented the dinosaur they represent, and on the other arm is sort of like a family crest or something, like a shield with a crest on it. I don't know if that's super clear in the scans, but it looks really awesome. And I, for one, would love a shelf of little dinosaur knight statues. That would be cool. Also, this gimmick seems to be have a very reasonable price. It's $9 per set of three, so it's a three pack for $9, making it $3 each for each statue, which is pretty cool. I like it when gimmicks are very reasonably priced. So this makes me super excited. Maybe it'll be super fun to collect and have a big collection of these Ryu Souls. It would be awesome if that's the case. And they might have, Gashapon, candy toy kind of stuff where you can just get the one Ryu Soul that you want instead of getting three of them and you only want one of them. I just thought of that. But if you want all three, you can get all three for a very good price, or you can just get Gashapon ones if you want a single one. So there's that. But I'm super excited about the price. I am. And these Ryu Souls do look cool. Like I said, they pretty much look like knight statues that you can transform into dinosaur heads. And from the scans we have set 1 and set 2. I can't really make out what each of these dinosaurs are except for the last one in set 2. It looks to me like a Pachycephalosaurus. Like I said, I love dinosaurs, so I noticed one of them, but it's pretty cool. And below these scans, we also have the Ryusou belt buckle. I don't know if that's the full name, but it is the belt buckle for the Ryusougers, and the belt buckle opens up to reveal one of the Ryu Souls. So in the scans, it says you can hold up to 3 Ryu Souls, so 2 on the side and 1 in the buckle, and it also has a holster for the Ryusou Ken, the sword, which is pretty awesome. I can imagine wearing the belt, having the sword in its holster. It seems really cool. And I don't know if this one is going to come with an extra gimmick. I hope it does. That would be really cool. But, you know, it looks good. I think it's really cool. A gold belt buckle on a silver belt. It's cool. And then the fact that it holds the sword just makes me excited because I kind of want to get this now. So that's awesome. And the very last scan I have here is of the suit designs. These are pretty cool. I have to say, I wasn't sure about them at first because they looked kind of simple, but this scan is of the soft vinyl figures we have every year with Toku, with Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Ultraman. These are the little vinyl figures that just move their arms, but they're pretty well designed, pretty well painted, I think, and they honestly look good. They do. I have no real issues with them. Maybe the masks are a bit much. There's a lot of silver on them, but I can get over that because they do look really cool representing their Zords. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Um, but overall, I like them. The chest design reminds me of like dinosaur fangs chomping down, kind of like with Dino Charge. And the helmets do give off a knight kind of vibe with sort of the visor seeing out of it. They do represent their dinosaurs pretty well, and it's cool. It really is. And another cool thing about the suits is that one side of the suit, like one arm, is completely silver, and the other arm is their respective color. So, and with black going down the middle with the fangs and everything. I don't know if it is fangs. It's starting to look like a drill bit to me. I don't know, but fangs makes more sense because it's dinosaurs. But it looks cool. It really does, and I like that there is, you know, that sort of opposite with the arms. One's silver, one's their color, and then they have gold bands around the gloves, around the boots. I like it. I like it a lot. And as far as story, as of right now, we have no actual story description, but I'm already sold with this idea because of the scans. Yes, it's dinosaurs, but to be fair, Kyoryuger has been over for a while in Japan. So for us, we've had Dino Charge very recently. But for them, Kyoryuger was a bunch of seasons ago. So for them, they might be ready for dinosaurs again versus us who are not in Japan, me in the US. I, very much remember Dino Charge being one of the more current seasons. So it's for them, they might be ready. So I can understand why other people not from Japan would be questioning the whole dinosaur theme. All I'm saying is give it a shot at least, you know? If you don't like it, fine, you have the right to not watch it. That's okay. But maybe someone out there loves dinosaur teams and there's nothing wrong with that, you know? It could be a really great season, who knows? And, just because it's dinosaurs again doesn't mean it's bad. For all you know, it could be one of the better dinosaur seasons. It would be really awesome. And I, for one, am very intrigued so far. I want to know more. Like, I want to know the story. I want to know where the knights come into the whole dinosaur theme. Maybe there's a whole round table of them. It would be really awesome if there was like a secret order of dinosaur themed knights who have like descendants in the modern age who have to rise up, use the powers of their ancestors, something like that. I really hope it's something like a secret order of dinosaur knights. That would be awesome. I don't know, but I'm saying is I'm excited. I'm going to give it a shot and I hope you will too. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of future videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.